okay, there is something good hidden in all this, and we just need to look for it, and then we will find it, and we will make the best out of it.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time on the channel, hit subscribe right now. One of the better albums so far in 2021 is the new HIRAES album. I should actually say the debut album of this band, which is a new band that was formed with most of the members of Dawn of Disease. The German band brings us a very catchy yet very diverse melodic death metal, and I sat down with singer Britta to learn all about it. So Britta, thank you so much for being here today. And the album is out as we are recording this for a few weeks now. You are still doing a lot of interviews. I know that the rush is only getting started for you. How are you experiencing all of this? I know it's been a long time in the making, and then it's not like, oh, okay, whew, we're done with it. Next thing, no, like people keep asking you. Napalm is pushing this album quite strongly. How is this whole experience for you?
First of all, thank you so much, Jasper, for having me. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Yeah, well, the whole album production and everything is like in the past for us, of course. And so, like with the whole promotion phase, that's hitting us like a really warm wave at the moment. We really enjoy doing that, and since so far the feedback on the album has been overwhelmingly positive. It's just pure joy to be doing this, especially in these times where like concerts are still like rare. We enjoy every bit of it. So far, the comparisons between the two bands are really like they don't come up that often. Like there are bands that come up way more often than Dawn of Disease that we are compared with. So like, and it's a nice mixture. The one thing is that it doesn't sound like a copy of Dawn of Disease. It sounds like probably like an evolvement of it, because Lucas is the main songwriter, was for Dawn of Disease and is for HIRAES. So of course, since it's coming from the same person, you will find a lot of similarities in it, which is only natural. But then again, like I have been playing like in bands like forever now. So exactly. Also from this direction, like there's like a huge interest and fans coming. So it's balanced. It's not annoying at all, because it's undeniably a fact that there was a great band, Dawn of Disease, that has been disbanded now, and people are like, okay, like I like this band, like hopefully I will like HIRAES as well. So there's a lot of hope, but so far again, like the feedback is overwhelmingly positive. So from our side, it's just like, here's our baby, we release it into the world, and whatever comes as feedback is welcome.
You are were part of a number of different bands as well. On top of that, you've done or are still actively doing vocal coaching as well. Here in North America, in the States, touring is back on as if no COVID ever happened. In Canada here, we're a little bit more cautious, but things are being planned. There is going to be a huge demand. And for HIRAES, I expect that there's going to be a lot of demand. That's going to be challenging for all the members to combine all those other things still that they're also involved with, or your vocal coaching as well. How do you see that in the immediate future? Is HIRAES going to be the sole priority, or are you going to try to combine different bands and activities still?
We will see how that will all go. I mean, everyone in the band has a lot of things to do and want to do a lot of things. So me as a person, Britta, I have only the ability to spend each hour of my life once. So I need to, I get to pick what I want to do, and am in this lucky position. I love touring, and I am thirsty and super hungry for it, especially right now. So every show that is offered to us that we can play, I and everyone else in the band wants to make happen. So we just announced that we will be going on tour in April with 1914, among other bands. So this is very exciting. There's also a lot of other things cooking in the background that I can't talk about yet, and we are crossing our fingers that everything will happen that we have that has been offered to us. But you know, it's just like since you grow into this kind of business and into this kind of time scheduling. So I'm self-employed 100%. I get to choose when and when I don't want to work. Plus the vocal coaching only benefits from me being an active musician, because like I don't have to run any ads. Like people just come in and want to get their vocal coachings from me. So I'm in a very good position when it comes to that. And I don't know. We will see. At the moment, I focus a lot on working so that I can just. I'm prepared for a lot of time off of work so that I get everything done. But touring is really the thing that I love doing the most, so I prioritize it very highly in my schedule.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of love how HIRAES, the new album, is really just a hidden advertisement for the vocal coaching business. That's very smart. But I won't tell anyone. You mentioned, I do what I love. I'm hungry. There's something cooking. When we look at some of the lyrics on the album, maybe specifically the song "Solitary," made a burden of resistance fall, taste of fear, don't let this moment disappear. Are those critic descriptions of your biggest passion, which is eating chocolate, if I did my research correctly?
Yeah, I was sitting there with a piece of chocolate and like let the burden of resistance disappear.
Exactly.
Best interpretation of that line so far. So thank you for that. Well, like the song "Solitary," and also that we picked it as the title for our first record. It's a mix of things that were going on in my life. I don't want to say that I wasn't in a depressive state of mind, but I chose that slice of a mental burden, I would say, as the perspective that I wrote many of the lyrics out of. So that was one slice of the pie that I was looking at, and especially in a time where like everyone was in lockdown and quarantined and everything, like we wrote the album together and we produced it together, but apart from each other. So everyone was working solitarily on the album. And so like I was sitting here, I was in my rehearsal room and just like, okay, like this is really a different process than usually. And how lucky am I as an artist to be able to pour my emotions that I have during that time into an album. I mean, this will be probably, looking back after a couple of years, a very, very special and intense album, because I don't know how it was for you, but being like confined in your narrow space at home, you kind of start to reflect with yourself way more than usually when all other people are around you. And so like there was a lot of things going on in my life before we wrote the album, and I was in a transitioning phase like in my personal life as well. So I took the time and I was able to create like hopefully very intense lyrics that might inspire other people I don't know. Yeah, that's and especially Solitary. It's like there's a certain power in doing things on your own and being on your own and by yourself, because you feel your own strength, your own power at the same time. It's a lonely process and you're like, okay, crave some human interaction and a social life. So it's a weird spot to be in, and not very comfortable, but I am proud of us as a band that we were able to do what we did.
Most of the album, but specifically that song, to kind of recap that, would it be fair to say that one of the key messages is be true to yourself?
Yes, be brave enough to be true to yourself. Maybe that. There's everyone is unique, and that is what we all have in common. So
okay. So When I first, so I got, as mostly happens, I get, an initial press release first, and then I get early access to an album. So I read a little bit about an album before I get to hear an album. And I thought it was interesting that the way that the band is described, or the music is described in press releases, also on your website, if I'm not mistaken, is, channeling a deep sense of gloom. And then when I listened to the album, although, yes, I think almost every song starts off with anger or negativity, I actually find most songs to then, by the end of the song, being, very uplifting. And I find that music is more inspiring or motivational almost. I'm not gonna say that it's a self-help album, but I kind of disagree with the whole deep sense of gloom. I find it more as like, hey, there is sense of gloom around, but we are bringing like a light in the dark almost. Is that fair for me to say?
Yes, absolutely. I would totally agree. I made sure that in the lyrics, I would not leave the listeners in a deep, dark place all by their own, shivering naked in the rain. You know what I mean? The whole process of writing these songs was in a very short period of time. Like, it was only I think 9 months when I wrote the lyrics. So more or less all at the same time. And it was in a state where, we're not out of the woods yet, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I know I will be fine. I am not fine yet, but I know I will be fine. And this is just like something that you hold on to, and you start pulling yourself out of the dark. Okay, there's the rope, I'm going to climb.
Black
skies, burning heat, no regrets, let me bleed from the world.
Allowing yourself not just to be true to yourself, but allowing yourself to find that positivity around you. That is hard. That can be hard. Is that still hard for people in the band that are so experienced?
Definitely challenging, I would say, because it's not so much the technicality of producing an album and like hitting the record button and editing stuff. It's just like also to produce a first album where you're just like, okay, will this fit? Will this be the right? Will I do the song right? I mean, Lucas is writing all the riffs, and then he sends it over to Matthias, our drummer, and then he puts down the drums, and then they discuss a little bit. But for the most part, like, the demo is ready and the song is almost ready. So when I come in, I'm like, okay, I want to do this song justice. I want to try to feel what the song is and make the song the star of the thing, and not myself or any other instrument. So I just want to find what is the song all about, and then, I don't know, like, serve the song as I would say. Plus, there's also, like, you have to keep in mind that the four of them, they know each other very well. Also, how they create music. I didn't. I was told how they would write, but I didn't know how it would feel. And I didn't want to mess this up. So it's like, okay, Britta, I know I can do it. It was just like, it's the most melodic environment that I've found myself contributing vocals to so far. So I was kind of like, okay, it is metal, but the way I use my vocals there is definitely different than what I was doing with Cripper or with Critical Mass, where I make use of my low end and staccato stuff like a lot. And so this is like more melodic. Now I'm like, how I'm gonna manage that? So it was just a little bit like, I need to just jump into the cold water and start swimming. And it's really, luckily it came natural to me, but I wasn't sure in the beginning. So it's probably more my feelings of insecure that you will find in there than the guys' insecurities.
From a musical perspective, you guys bring a very varied sound. Like, one could say, like, melodic death metal band, great, but I feel like there's a lot more to it. You guys within songs, if I think about, Eyes on Black, for example, or Eyes Over Black, excuse me, you guys kind of flow from Iron Maiden to Carcass and easily back in through a lot of different things. Is that a positive byproduct from a band that is still, well, sort of new, or a band doing something different now that is kind of figuring out a way to go? Or is that very very actively thought out, like, hey, yeah, we want to just, you know, we don't want to put too many boundaries on our music and we want to take it in multiple different ways? What's the story there?
I would say that we don't put any boundaries on ourselves. This being like the main rule is just like let it flow. The songs, none of the songs is constructed. It all came natural to Lucas, and it just like he let it just pour out, which is wonderful, I think. And this is something probably really refreshing for him, coming from a band with history like Dawn of Disease, and just like making the cut, new name, and probably also why they decided to not carry on the name Dawn of Disease and just start a new musical chapter for themselves, to just leave it behind and to like, okay, you might have expectations, but you can't have them. How I know Lucas and his songwriting is he picks up the guitar, he plays, he likes it, he keeps it, he doesn't like it, he throws it away, and then he combines it to these catchy and wonderful songs. Yeah, it's easy to, you know, like he throws a ball and I catch it. He doesn't have to explain what he wants to do with a song, and this is a very, very good thing. So I don't know, I'm pretty sure that melodic death metal is his way of it's the pot that he's cooking in, but the ingredients like is everything that he just likes and loves, and it just pours out of his fingers, and that's wonderful.
Yeah. So this is, I think, the 10th reference to cooking or baking in some way that you make during this interview. So I feel like you must be very hungry, and I'm looking forward.
I just ate.
Oh, you just ate. You mentioned that already, that you know you're going to be touring. We've seen a number of videos already. There's a lot of content of the band available right now. What else do you have cooking in that kitchen that the fans should keep their eyes open for? What's in the immediate future for you?
We are hoping that we can make things happen in autumn. There's definitely something going on, and rumor has it Lucas is a very busy songwriter, so he might even have picked up his guitar and fiddled around with that for our upcoming release. So I don't know. I mean, what can you do? It's like usually I'm so busy with playing shows, and like it's starting to pick up, but I am not very hopeful for, I don't know, like I don't want to look forward too much and then be disappointed again. So I just like focus on, okay, that's right. That's just right. Let's just stay creative. So that's definitely something that people can expect. We will not stop making music, no matter if we can play live. But our priority is to play shows. Second priority is just like keep the next album. Let's go.
All right. So, in other words, by the time you guys have your proper full-blown world tour coming at us, there will be 2 more albums and 3 more EPs that you'll have to support. Awesome. Well, Britta, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations again on releasing a strong album, and I'm excited to see everything that's going to come with this new project. And enjoy the rest of your Friday, because it's a Friday as we're recording this, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope that the restrictions will soon be lifted that much that you guys can not just plan a tour, but that tour will also include North America, and that you guys come to Canada.
Thank you so much, Jasper, for having me. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and you have a wonderful weekend as well, and stay healthy.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it, and subscribe to the channel.